Hi everybody, Vigorous Rapscallion here with another very quick tutorial video. Now this is one of the things I see posted most often in the forums by people who have just started using chips. They want a shootable target for either a shooting game or to trigger an event. I know when I was a little kid, I always thought it would be cool to have like a target in my room or in the garage that if you shot it, it'd open the door, or like a secret compartment. As an adult, I actually still really would like to have that, but society says I can't build one in my home. So luckily I can build one in this game. And I have it set up. I'm just going to show that it works first. We're using the Tang Edition paint gun today. So when I shoot that basketball, we want to output a 1. Just a ping of a 1. If I can hit it. There we go. So we got a 1 when the basketball output, and bam, it respawned. You'll notice we didn't get another ping when the basketball respawned. If you know a little bit about circuits, you probably already know enough to set this up on your own, but I'll go a little more in depth for those of you who don't. Let's grab our maker pen and take a closer look at what's going on here. Get our connect tool, get a little closer to the system. So this is just a custom-made trigger zone, which you make by going to Shapes Trigger Zone. I'll paint one over here so you can take a look. Now, by default, they come out detecting players rather than objects. So you need to change that in Settings. Boom. Down there. Objects, players. It's going to be green when it's objects. You can't freeze these and hook these up to circuits. So keep that in mind when you're building things. If something won't connect, it's probably because your trigger zone's frozen. Let's get rid of that because it's in my way. And for the basketball, we get that to respawn by setting that in the basketball object settings. So I have my tool cleanup set for 1 second. So as soon as this stops moving, pretty much it's going to respawn. You can set it for longer if you want a longer reset time for your target for whatever reason. Or you can not set it at all if you don't want the target to be re-triggerable. I actually just set this one up pretty big. It doesn't need to be this large. Just so you could see it easily in the video. Really, when you're painting one of these, you want to do it more as small as possible. Go to Snap, go to Grid Scale, and bring that down to 1 centimeter. And you could just kind of barely intersect that with your object. And there's your trigger zone, and that's going to give you really good hit detection. Let's get rid of that. Okay, and the other reason you want to use when exiting trigger zone rather than when entering trigger zone is when objects are moving really quickly. Sometimes the when entering trigger zone doesn't trigger. I'm not sure why, but let me show you what I mean. So for instance, when you're using the paint gun, a lot of times it won't trigger if you have it set to when entering zone. However, it always triggers on when exiting zone. And this also avoids any glitches in your setup if, say, like everything's not quite right and you don't realize it and your ball's actually dropping for a second each time it respawns. That can trigger the on-trigger entry event, so you don't want that to happen either. I hope the video was helpful. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.